got my wife with me, and she's freaking out because our son's in my Gladiator, and our other son was with him as well. So that was a bit of a scary moment, but. Hey guys, Bond here from Rebel Off-Road, and I've got Jesse here with us, and we're out on our Colorado trip. In the past we've done the Continental Divide trip. We've done it a few times now, and,
yep.
and Jesse and Robert have joined us, and we've had a great time together. And this year we decided to do things a little bit differently. I figured we'd break it up. You know, the Continental Divide's 14 days, and sometimes it's a little bit of a push. And to be honest with you guys, I've been working pretty hard, so I didn't want to do a 14-day push, and figured we would come out to Colorado and spend some time here. Jesse came up here without me before because I was actually sick a couple years ago. And so tell us about some of the trips that you guys have been on with us so far.
So we've done the Colorful Colorado, and then obviously the Continental Divide we've done. Colorful Colorado, we did a lot of exploring of different parts of Colorado. Saw some of the great passes. Stony Pass, of course, my favorite pass of Colorado.
It's a very hard one to beat.
It really, really is. But yeah, this trip is a little combination of everything.
It is. We're breaking it up a little bit, and we're spending a few more days. Normally it's like we get up the next day and we pack up camp and we travel again. That's for the Continental Divide. And usually we have, you know, on the Snake River outside of the Grand Tetons is where we stop and spend 2 days there just to recoup and do some swimming, do some fishing, and basically do some cleaning of some laundry. And everybody's got their laundry hanging up on the same line, so it's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we started off a few days ago, but to give you guys a little bit of a recap, Jesse came up with Robert a day ahead of us and met up with Evan and Steven that are now located at my Texas facility. We left on the 1st, started basically on the 2nd, and started in Durango, and we made our way across. And the first trail that we actually did together as the complete group was Stony Pass. And we did that in reverse this time.
Yeah.
Normally we start off on the Silverton side,
right,
and work our way across. You know, if you guys haven't done Stony Pass, it is absolutely stunning. Now, when Jess said earlier it's her favorite, it's actually one of my favorites too. This year, what do we see on Stony Pass, animals-wise?
Well, you guys saw some moose.
Yep.
Which I'm jealous because I love moose.
Oh, and why didn't you get to see the moose?
Well, we had a little bit of a malfunction with our sway bars. Of course, Stony Pass, it has its challenging moments. You know, of course, beautiful scenery, but yeah, there's some rocky sections, and unfortunately we broke our mount for our sway bar.
To turn the truck off, so we won't have radio, but we're sitting here at the water crossing.
So we had to do a little bit of a trail repair, but you know, it doesn't stop us. You know, you have to adapt and continue. And so we did a trail repair while you guys continued to explore Kite Lake, which is one of the areas we wanted to check out for camping. So while we did that, you guys went and explored, and so we unfortunately we missed the moose.
Missed the moose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still struggling. We know if it's one moose or many meese, so we're struggling with that one. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, where they actually broke the sway bar wasn't on Stony itself, it's on the pass, but we've taken this offshoot to head down towards Kite Lake, and Kite Lake is high altitude, and it's actually, you know, the Stony Pass runs along the Rio Grande River, is actually where the Rio Grande River starts, and just off of that is Bear Creek, and Bear Creek is where Kite Lake is, and we were on that trail heading up there, and it was super cool as we got up higher. Unfortunately, on their ram had an issue with the sway bar, but as we got up higher, it was nice Jeep trail stuff. It was real tough as far as, you know, a lot of ingrown bushes and such. It was nice and rocky. Parts of it remind me a little bit about the Rubicon when we got up that high. It was awesome. Yep. And it was great up there. We got to see some moose. Evan got some fantastic pictures of moose passing right in front of their Jeep. We got to see some elk. We got to see some deer, etc. So it was pretty cool.
Yep. But for those of you truck people, I encourage you to do Stony Pass because you can totally do it in a truck.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, up at the very top near Kite would have been a little bit tougher. Obviously, you know, you guys have been driving for a while. Jessie drives a heavily built Jeep, and she does the Rebel Rally, and has been Jeeping for quite a while. She's actually a trail guide with me on the jamborees, etc. So yeah, if she says you guys can do it in a truck, you guys can definitely do it in a truck. After Stony Pass, well, we spent 2 days on Stony Pass.
Yes.
You know, normally we stay 1 day in a place and move on, and but this year we decided, you know what, Stony Pass is so beautiful, we want to spend 2 days there. So we did some fishing. Didn't do any catching, but we did some fishing. Did some swimming and did some hanging out and did some shooting, and we had a good time.
We did.
Yep.
We had some great dinners. Even made cinnamon rolls.
Yes. Oh, talk about great. She makes fantastic cinnamon rolls. Day 3, we headed out of Stony Pass. We did Kite Lake.
Yep.
We ended up in Ouray. We got there a little late because of my wanting to do this detour, which added on a few hours. And there we met up with Frank and Mike, who couldn't leave Orange County till later. So they met up with us a couple of days later. But long story short, that was day 3.
Right. So from Ouray we left. We went into Montrose.
Yeah.
We didn't do Keeler Pass.
No, we were outside of Montrose. We found a remote little area that we can do that's for camping.
I think you guys all know by now. I think of all of you as family. I'm super grateful to you guys for inviting us.
No bawling.
I know. But in all seriousness, I just really love spending time with all you guys. And
Yes, ma'am. Cheers.
wanted to say thank you by putting a little commemorative poster together and having everybody sign it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So
got
there's
all the routes.
one for Vaughn and one for Evan,
Oh, thank you.
and everybody signed it.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's what we were all scrambling.
Don't mess it up.
Yeah, when you weren't supposed to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you weren't supposed to go over there, I was like, oh. But seriously, I know it's a lot of work putting these trips together, and we so appreciate it. It's such a good time, and you know, but it's a route of the trip, and thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, put them back in the tubes.
And then we'll ship it to you.
Hey,
yeah.
can you get a picture? You and Bond get a
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah, you guys should hold them up and get a picture.
With Robert
It's a good idea.
and Jesse.
No.
Do you guys want the? Do you guys want?
Now, we did do a little bit of road driving. Ordinarily, we try not to touch the tarmac and, you know, stick on the dirt, but we had to do a little bit of road driving just to get to the different areas because we really wanted to explore Colorado.
Right.
And then yesterday we headed across from Montrose area over to where we are now, which is where are we at now?
Right now we're in Grand Mesa.
Grand Mesa. So at Grand Mesa, we're surrounded by lakes. I mean, there's lakes everywhere we can turn and walk to. There's one just over there, another one down there, and about another half a dozen within a mile of here. did some fishing this morning. You know, managed to catch a fish about yay big.
Yep.
I didn't, my son did. And it wasn't quite the same because he caught it with a net, so not quite the same. Fishing has not been great for us, but yeah, there's definitely fish around here.
Yeah.
And no, it's been good. It's nice up here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
So that was that's today. We've been here for 2 days now. Again, we didn't want to rush you know, this trip. This is not about, hey, let's go from point A to point B. This is go explore. Eating. We've been eating like champions. One of the things I like to tell people when they're going camping is you want to try and eat better than you do at home. Obviously, it's a struggle to try and do that, but that's really what your goal should be. You have such a good time with it. We've got, when we were in Ouray, we picked up some elk meat. We picked up some trout that we're gonna cook as well. Absolutely spectacular, great food. So one of the recommendations that I have for you guys is, like, you know, try and cook better than you do at home, and you have fun with it. You know, and get out there and explore like what we're doing. You know, we're exploring these different areas because we want to be able to bring, you know, people up to these different areas. I'm also using this as a bit of a test for our new product. We've got a new flatbed that's available for the Gladiators, and a new Canopy system that's available for the Gladiators with built-in kitchens and fridge slides and all sorts of cool stuff. And we will get into that a little bit later on. So follow along with us and enjoy the way we are. This is my son Travis.
How's it going?
And yeah, I want to bring you guys up to speed. Like, when we're doing some of these trips, things aren't, you know, they're not always smooth. You experience problems, and it's what you do to overcome those problems. But Travis had a problem yesterday with one of my Gladiators. He was driving one of my Gladiators, and the brakes went out on him. And we were going over Keebler Pass, which is gravel, and it goes up around 9,000 plus feet. We're on the opposite side coming down, and he was a few vehicles behind us. I think we've got 7 vehicles with us. And the reason I wanted to bring him over is so that he handled the situation incredibly well. And I think everybody needs to, if you don't already know, you know, keep a level head when you're doing this stuff. And he kept such a great level head, and I'm going to let him fill you in on what he did to bring that vehicle to a stop while traveling down a hill.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah, so when I originally felt that the brakes went out, I was going around a corner and I pressed on the brakes. I felt obviously no brakes, and we weren't stopping. So I obviously shifted it from drive to manual. From manual, I was in 4th gear, so then I went down to 3rd, then 2nd, and then when I was at the speed where it allowed me to, I went into 1st, obviously pumping the brakes at the same time. Pulled off on this side gravel patch on the trail we were on, and finally came to a stop.
Now, did you notice that the brakes were pretty much gone, but you had a little bit when you kept pumping them?
Yeah, I had a little bit at the very end, like on the floor. I could feel a little bit. That's kind of how I was able to stop. Otherwise, I'd have to be in neutral to coast into the gravel, but there was a little bit of feedback there.
So what happened was the brake line got pinched. You know, we built that vehicle back in 2020 when the Gladiators first came out. It was actually one of the early models, and it's been fine, you know, this entire time. But in the many years of use that it's had, the brake line managed to get pinched as he was driving it just yesterday, and he handled it incredibly well. And you know, I want to bring you guys up to speed as to, like, when things like this happen, you know, just like what Jessie was saying about her sway bar braking, you know, in travels, you know, it's important to be able to know, to have a level head and know what to do. And what you did, son, was excellent as far as having a level head. Now, Tommy is with us. He was on the race radio communicating to us all the time. Hey, we just lost the brakes, and here's what's going on. You know, I've got my wife with me, and she's freaking out because our son's in my Gladiator, and our other son was with him as well. So that was a bit of a scary moment, but he did the right thing, downshifting manually and getting that thing to come to a stop. So good job with that.